Good evening, everybody. It is. Look at that. Look at that. It must be Turkey Day.
Bernie Perrant has the same one.
Who does?
Bernie Perrant.
Oh, I did see that.
He must also shop at Target.
Or Jeannie does.
Yeah.
Or Jeannie does. Wednesday evening, Thanksgiving Eve. If you got a beverage, let's cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers to Thanksgiving 2020, and hopefully everybody's home with us, being safe.
Yes.
So she's Lauren. That's Anthony. We got John up there. I'm Carl. From what I understand, Mario is flying back to his roots in Delco to spend the holidays with his family. The question I have is, he promised us first class and Wi-Fi so he could check in. Did he not, John?
He did. He did.
So there's failure number one tonight.
Yikes.
So, Mario, happy Thanksgiving.
Yes. Safe travel.
John, you've got Who Wore It Best, recap 39 and moving on to 40.
Yes.
And you've also got several pages of fantasy football.
Yes, we do.
But before I hand it off to you, there's a certain gentleman in your family that has raised the Irish in my blood. So if he's listening, I'm coming. I don't think I can capture first place, but I'm coming for second place.
Well, the first place you definitely not get, because that's mine.
Well, I see you and him are now tied. So
well, I got the points lead. I got the points lead. He did beat me this week, but
you just tell him have fun, because I'm coming.
It's all about the playoffs.
Coming for him.
The regular season doesn't mean as much.
That's okay. So if he's not a listener to the show, then
oh no, he's listening. He'll be getting on. Just gotta watch it. He doesn't pop up over my shoulder.
That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. I'll dedicate the show to him.
There you go. So number 39, Brett Myers was the winner, beating out Dominic Hasek, and Robbie Moore from the Flyers, Jeremy Grant, and Quentin Demps didn't get any votes though. Poor Quentin. Wasn't a good week for him.
Nor did he make any plays.
No, yes. But number 40, we're going to have an interesting matchup. We got Steve Bedrosian for the Phillies, the All-Star in 1987. He was the National League Cy Young Award winner that year as well for the Phillies. The Rolaids Relief Award winner. He was the saves leader as well in 87. He was a Minnesota champion, World Series champion in 1991 as well. Tom Brookshire for the Eagles, part of the 1960 Eagles NFL champions, a two-time Pro Bowler. His numbers retired by the Eagles, an Eagles Hall of Famer. Had 20 interceptions during his playing career. For the Flyers, we have that Vinny Prospal. He played 77 games here for the Flyers. He had 14 goals and 33 assists. For Tyrone Hill for the Sixers, he was a one-time All-Star, part of the Eastern Conference champions with us. No? Yes, he was.
Sixers. Do the Sixers have any players? It's sad every week, these Sixers.
I knew I could push a button somewhere if I poked enough. How pathetic is this?
That's horrible.
Yeah. And then for the outsiders, we have that Gale Sayers from the Chicago Bears.
See, that's a great name.
Yeah. Four-time Pro Bowler, Rookie of the Year in 1965, member of the 1960 All-Decade team. His numbers retired by the Bears, member of the Hall of Fame as of 1977. He's also a member of the College Football Hall of Fame as well. So those are our options for this week. So Lauren, who do you have?
I am going to go with Gail Sayers, only because I've barely heard of the rest of the people that are up for it.
Even over Tyrone Hill, he's your Sixer guy with the championship.
Yeah, but you know.
I hear you. Anthony?
I'll go with Steve Bedrosian, mostly because I can't go for an outsider unless it's like a, Jackie Robinson, Roberto Clemente type. And he's got the best resume of any of the Phillies guys on there. So I'll go with him.
There you go. Carl?
I'm torn. I want to go Gale, but I'm also the outsider thing, but I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know. Gale, the Kansas Comet.
You had him at your store, right?
Oh, yeah, of course. Something for Joey, right? What was his movie? Brian Piccolo. What was the name of that movie?
Brian Song.
Brian Song. Yeah, something for Joey was Capoletti's brother. My bad. Man. I'm going to go Tom Brookshire.
There you go.
I'm going to go Tommy Brookshire. We also had him in the store as well.
There you go.
Yeah. Local guy, Gladwin guy. Started, he and Angelo started WIP together way back in the day. Yeah, I'm going to go Brookie. It's 1960 Eagles champ. Yep. Tom Brookshire.
There you go. And as you can see, I got my Steve Bedrosian up on the wall, so I'm going there with my Phillies guy. Tom would be a close second for me.
Yeah, Bedrock's a good one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He had a shorter career, but when he was here, he pitched well for the Phillies.
Yeah, did you say he won a World Series with Minnesota?
In 1991, yeah.
So his connection is with Andy McPhail, because that's the last time Andy won anything.
That's how long ago it's been, yeah.
I thought I'd kind of put a connection together there.
Oh yeah, I was hoping you would go you would leap that way. I was trying to beat it that way.
You were
But normally I wouldn't put that comment in there.
Me, right?
Give him a chance. He's still got a year left. He could win something.
What's that?
I said he still has a year left. Give him a chance. He could win something.
Do you think he has a year left?
No, but he says he does.
Get that man another cocktail. I like what he's got to say.
Yeah, it's the Phillies aren't looking good right now, but that's topic for another issue, another day.
So we're looks like we're across the board. We're all over the place. Even with some of our early projections, if we take a look, going to be interesting. With this group. So is this what it's going to be like through the 40s? With
a little bit. I mean, you're going to have a couple of numbers here. I mean, obviously, 42 will be coming up again, so that'll be most likely another outsider that's going to win that one.
Are you sure Bertie Perrant didn't wear number 40 for a practice game? Stop. Okay.
Hey, I mean, you have a Cy Young Award winner. You have an All-Star. It wasn't like he didn't do anything here. It wasn't like he pitched for, 12 games and he did something. I mean, he accomplished something while he was here.
No doubt.
But
no doubt.
But, and then you got 45. You got McGraw is in there. Next one we're going to have Charlie Manuel be up there with
41.
46, you'll have Dallas Green will be mixed in the mix. So 40 will have some interesting numbers. I mean, obviously the Sixers will be limited as well on there, but
okay,
you'll have some numbers. and then you'll start turning into more of the football when you get to the higher numbers.
So this is going to carry well into 2021.
Yes.
So.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this will be as long as Carson Wentz is here for the Eagles.
Yeah. That was
It's
supposed
going to be that short-lived, huh?
Well, I mean, he's going to be here until at least 2023 from the way the reports came out today.
Great.
Yeah.
On the bench, you're playing.
Well, either way, but he's going to have to be here on the team because he's
Right.
a $60 million cap hit next year if they let him go next year, and $40 million the following year after that. So, yeah, he's not going anywhere for any time soon. And then that Jalen Hurts pick's going to look even that much better when Jalen Hurts' rookie contract's up and he's still trying to go out there and play. So,
All right. So you opened it up. I was going to try to wait till 7:00, but you opened it up early. So I don't know if I can last the whole hour. So if I disappear, you got to carry the torch.
Oh, we got a lot to talk about to carry us, so that's all right.
So let me ask you this: if they were to decide to trade him, right? Somebody would have to pretty much pick up that whole contract, right? Correct?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But I don't think. But they can't do that because of the salary cap hits.
And who's going to want to do that right now? You gotta let him go on some type of little couple games streak. I don't know. I mean,
No, I think there'll be teams that would take him.
I'm sure, but I don't know. They're not going to want to spend that much money on him.
Well, contractually, they don't have to spend as much because the Eagles have put up the money for the signing bonus and stuff. So
which is already accounted for.
You have to.
Well, but that's what makes the cap hits hurt the Eagles. So
you either have to make a good move that's solid that works for both parties, which will be tough in a situation like that, or you're going to have to hope that Jalen Hurts is the guy of the future. And I don't know today that you can go either way, even though it's frustrating. You don't know that Jalen Hurts is ready, and you don't know that for sure that Carson can't go on like an 8-game streak. It doesn't look like he can, but you don't know that he can. So it's just a weird in between right now. But they are still in first place, which just shows how bad everybody is.
We got 25 hours more that we could say that.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I know it's a tough schedule, but every day's different. You have a chance. I mean, I know it's a hard schedule coming up, but you're in first place as of today. So I don't know. I don't know what you do if you start playing Jalen Hurts more. You're gonna have people upset at that too. So I don't know what you do if you're the Eagles right now. You can't keep doing what you've been doing because that doesn't look good at all.
Yeah. Well, like I said, as of about 7:30 tomorrow, we'll be out of first place once the the Cowboys and the Redskins games decided.
What happens?
Yeah,
what happens? They play to a tie.
Well, then we got a 3-way tie at the top of the lead, and we still wouldn't be in first place because the Cowboys or the Giants have a better divisional record.
So the schedule that they have coming up, everyone says it's pretty difficult. John, if you were to look at that and sort of go through that a little bit, obviously anything can happen, but do you still think is there a chance at the end of the year you think that they can come out in first place, or does the other teams really just have to collapse in order for that to happen?
Well, I think we're going to be 3-10-1 going into those last two games because we got four games against the Packers. Well, you got the Seahawks on Monday night. You got the Packers the week after that. You got the Saints the following week, and then you got the Cardinals for the 4 games that wrap it up before we go play the Cowboys and the Redskins.
Hey, look who just interrupted your Eagles segment. Yo, hello from Charlotte.
There you go.
Not only did he not get a first-class seat, he didn't get a direct flight. He's stuck in Charlotte. He's stuck in Charlotte.
Well, hopefully the Eagles would be stuck in Charlotte too at some point, but you know.
Don't you think that they surprise you every once in a while? You know, they have a rough game against like a Giants or the Washington or someone like that, but then when they have to play a team that you think they should lose, they win. It's like you really just can't predict them. I mean, I'm with the schedule that they have, I don't imagine it's going to go very well, but it's not over just yet. I mean, there's still a chance.
No, there still is, but this team's not going to do anything. I mean, it's just, you know, the young talent's just not ready to play. You know, and it's hurt.
You know, the thing is, I mean, obviously everybody knows that I'm, you know, not a Carson Wentz fan, never have been. I pretty much never will be. Even if he won us a Super Bowl, he's still just not my favorite. But the team as a whole is like dreadful. Like there's no energy. I don't even have like interest or passion in watching on Sundays.
Yeah,
like they've just drained the excitement out of it. So you talk about these next games they have coming up, and I'm just like, meh. Whatever.
It's funny. She's not lying. I mean, we'll have the game on, like cleaning the house or having lunch or whatever. And then if we need to do some errands, I said, "Are you sure you want to leave?" I cannot get into it. It's just so boring, and the play calls are just so like I could make better play call. You know, running right up the middle when it's third down. It's just not exciting football. Running
the ball when you're on the 1 yard line and Carson Wentz gets sacked and now they got a safety. I mean, I was like, okay, I'm done here. Let's go. Let's go do what we got to do. Like, I don't want to waste my time. Like, I feel like it's being wasted. And, you know, I put blame all across the board. I want to see Carson Wentz step up and be this franchise QB, put the team on his back and carry them to victory. Well, that ain't happening. So Doug, you know, yeah, he's not great with his play calls. None of the coaches are. And the defense is just like, they're there, but they're there by a thread. And I there's nothing pulling me into this team. There's no excitement. I feel like the passion is drained. And I don't know if that's lack of fans, lack of adrenaline, lack of not being able to get going, but they're so blah.
I guess if you know, and you don't want this to happen, but I guess if you get like, let's say you get like, God forbid, 2 losses in a row, maybe they started Jalen Hurts. Would they do that? And then at least maybe if he was to show some flashes, maybe that'll create some energy in the fan base. But this team, watching them is just so darn boring. And that comes back to the play calls, but it also comes back to energy. I don't know. I don't know what you do if you're with the team right now.
Yeah, it's just bad, like I said, with the play call, and it's also, you know, execution. Guys aren't running the right routes, you know, which makes Carson Wentz hold the ball longer, which then leads to sacks, and then he looks bad. You know, it's just the team just not ran well at all. Carl messaged me on Saturday before the game. He's like, so, hey, coach, you know, kind of busted my chops a little bit, but saying, hey, coach, what's the game plan for tomorrow? And I said, you got to keep running. And, you know, for the first drive, I even messaged Carl, you know, that was on Miles Sanders. He fumbled at the 5 yard line. I said, you know, Doug is doing his job. He made the adjustment and ran the ball, and it went right down the field. And, that was basically it after that comment, because they stopped running the ball.
I mean, if you had obviously there's a lot of things going on, but what would you say is their biggest issue right now? Obviously we talked about all these different things, but I feel like a lot of it does come back to that either play calling or Carson not making moves. Like, you know, when we go back to the Giants game and their quarterback's running all over the place, can he not run? Does he not have the proper receiver? If you can't have a receiver open, you have to make moves. And he just doesn't do that. So I don't know if it's the play calls or, you know, you can also divert from some of those plays. If it doesn't look like there's working or there's not a guy open, just start running.
Well, true. I mean, you know, I think the way that the system is structured right now, Doug doesn't want that rollout, you know, get out of the pocket type of thing. You know, we had 43 dropbacks last week and one called rollout, you know, play that was designed. and that's where Carson's at his best. He's struggling right now in the pocket. The offensive line's not getting, protected enough. The wide receivers aren't getting open. They're not running the right routes.
Do you think that changes? I mean, these numbers, right? So they have to know these numbers. So at some point, if 42 times it's not working, maybe we change something up because it's not working.
Right. It comes down to execution on the players. I had put a video out there where Greg Ward, should have sat down in the hole on the defense today, which almost led to an interception, which then, everybody's like, oh, that's a terrible pass by Wentz. But when you look at it, it was actually the perfect pass, just that the wide receiver kept running through the hole there. And, and then it looks bad. And he has his issues as well.
So let's back this pony up a second, because last year, you brought in the likes of Greg Ward and some other cast-offs from the practice squad, and they made plays. Carson looked pretty comfortable in the pocket. Nowhere near comfortable. No, he didn't look comfortable.
I mean, he did okay, but that last 4 games of the year, all the plays that he brought them back was he was out of the pocket, scrambling.
I understand that. Here's my point. You're talking about these receivers, A, not running the correct routes, B, being elevated to, wide receiver positions that they were practice squad players prior to the season. We're not talking the likes of Deshaun Jackson in his prime, Alshon Jeffrey in his prime. You've been without Zach Ertz for how many weeks now? You are missing so much off of this team. And I'm just talking tight ends, wide receivers, running back. I haven't even addressed the offensive line. So, I know we're here, and we're bitch slapping Carson Wentz all day long, all day long. When does the general manager take responsibility for what players he has put on the field, part of the 53-man, for Doug and the rest of the coaching staff to project, to put a game plan together? As soon as Sanders put the ball on the carpet Sunday, that they're doomed the running game. That was the end of the running game right there. That's Doug. That's Doug through and through. If you're not, running the ball and they are averaging 5-6 yards, right. So they're effective. For whatever reason, like we've said, time and time again, there's so much blame to go around, but we're not looking for blame. We're looking for results. How do we change things up?
Well, I would imagine as of today, if you were to have that conversation with the general manager, he would say, well, you got to be patient. The whole division is struggling and we are still in first place. That's what they would say. I've heard these a million times. But yeah, the whole division does stink, but you can't use that as an excuse for your team. Make some moves, switch something up. Notwithstanding with the players that you have, Doug does have to do something to get these guys motivated. Is it he's not a proper leader? Is Carson not a proper leader? I don't know, but someone needs to be the leader. We always talk about the Sixers not having that leadership. Who the hell's the leader on this Eagles team that's getting anyone motivated? Because I don't see
zero. You
got rid of Malcolm Jenkins last year. He was the guy that was doing at least for the defense.
Carson comes off in these press conferences sometimes like he wants to, but it doesn't seem like genuine. Like, rile him up. Let's go. Let's do something. I don't know. It just feels like there's no proper direction is the best word. Everyone's just doing what they want to do and trying to count down the days. That's what it feels like.
So if you're the owner, you don't make the playoffs. You really look bad. You're looking silly week in and week out. You know, what do you do? Clean house?
Well, at the end of the year, if that happens and you do lose the majority of these games, I don't know that he would clean house, but he would say, hey, you know, you have to, we got to get some better players. We have to figure out if this is the proper coaching. You know, there are some pieces that might make sense with some of the younger guys, but I don't know that there's going to be a dramatic clearing of the entire house that, you know, fans want when the team's not doing well, because like I did mention, they are, even though it doesn't matter in the end, you know, they won't go far in the playoffs most likely if they made it. They are still hanging in there. I don't know that there would be a dramatic change. There'll be some changes, I bet. But if you do keep the guys that you currently have, someone has to step up and take responsibility at the end of this year. It's just not going. It's not going right. Whether that's getting rid of some of the coaches that won the Super Bowl, that would be tough for some of the fan base to deal with, because, you know, they did win them a Super Bowl, but it's not gelling right now, and something needs to happen.
Well, you've lost a few of the coaches. You know, whether they left for, you know, greener pastures or, you know, they were fired. That brings up a whole nother conversation. You know, the guys that were let go. You know, Doug looked like a bumbling idiot in the press conference last year. You know, on whatever day that was, the assistant coaches are coming back, and the next day they got fired. So, I mean, you know, that's a bad look. That's a really bad look. It just doesn't make any sense.
He seems like and not as a huge football fan, but he seems like a guy that if you have the proper places there, people next to him, he's okay. But without those proper people in place, I don't know that has the capability to make some of those decisions or to change up the plays. You know, it just doesn't feel like that right now.
Well, it doesn't feel like he's making any of the plays or calls, to be honest. The way, you know, he was talking in the press conference afterwards when Josh Sweat had that sack at the very before halftime, and they were asking him about why he didn't call a timeout, and he left, you know, 40 seconds off the clock. He's like,
well, wait, timeout. Isn't that the defensive coordinator's job? You know, you want to.
The head coach is supposed to call the timeouts.
The defensive coordinator, that's his job to call the timeout.
So I guess okay. So
like, if you're going to
whoever's fault it is, they need to have better communication.
Yeah, I mean, if Schwartz isn't making the call, then Doug's got to make the call. How many times do you see every other coach run down the sidelines as the head coach, whoever it might be for whatever team, calling the timeouts? You know, it's not, you know, Doug Schwartz going out there and calling the timeouts all the time, whether he should or not. But the head coach is the last say.
I got to think, and you could call me out. I got to think that's the defensive coordinator's responsibility. I'm sorry. You know, they're asking questions because, you know, they want to stir the pot. You know, I mean, seriously, you know,
okay.
I mean,
say that it is Schwartz's job to do it, but you as Doug and don't see it happening, aren't you going to call it?
I don't know how much input Doug has in the defense.
But it doesn't matter because you're getting the ball back. It's
obviously down. There's not a whole lot that Doug's got going on with the defense.
Well, no, he has nothing to do with the defense.
I think that's the problem. I think, you know, you're going to have the defensive coordinator, the offensive coordinator. Doug can't just let them do whatever. You know, you got to be involved in both of it. If the play calls aren't effective and they're boring and they're not, and he's not rolling out and Carson's not making moves, he's got to step in. If he's not taking timeouts where he should, he needs to step in. In general, the whole team needs better communication and to be on the same page, because they just look like a hot mess right now. Like everyone's doing their own thing and they're not playing as a team, and that never ever goes well.
Right? No, it's true. You know, but like I said, you know,
there's definitely a chance, but you know, you can see one of these other teams getting just a few more wins and squeaking it out to make the playoffs, and the Eagles will be on the outside looking in without any direction, much like most of the Philadelphia teams at this point, minus the Sixers.
Well, right. I just, you know, it just we go through this week in and week out. It's the same questions. It's the same results. Everything's the same. Nothing has changed.
Right.
You know,
And that's the problem.
The defense, where you've got, I don't know, so much money tied up, is getting torched. You know, big play Slay was brought in, and let me tell you, he's horrible. He's horrible. You know, they match him up, and he's getting lit up as bad as Jalen Mills is getting lit up.
Right.
You know, and I don't hear all the bitching and complaining on the defense like I do on the offense. You know, it just behooves me, you know, that they're getting a pass, you know, and that makes no sense to me. I'm sorry, that's wrong.
You're right. I mean, you're definitely right about that. I think it's because people think of offense first, and when they see these boring plays that don't happen, they're quick to blame the offense first. But yeah, the defense just has just as much blame. And I don't know, can Carson not run anymore? Is there a reason that we don't know that he's not doing that anymore? Are they not calling those plays on purpose? Because if that's the case, then you might have bigger problems. Because if you don't have great receivers and no one's open, he has to move, because you're not going to ever score any points. So that you got to figure that out. But yeah, the defense, 100%, they're just as to blame.
Oh, absolutely. I agree there. I mean, but Carson Wentz is running the ball. He's got the most rushing touchdowns of his career
because he's running
this year.
for his life.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, and that's part of it. Like, so get him out of the pocket. Like, things are working. You watch all the games when they struggled all throughout the game, and then, you know, the Giants game when they had to come back. You know, they moved them out of the pocket the first series of the game. They scored a touchdown, and then they went away for it, and then the game looked ugly. And then they're down, what was it, 12 points or whatever it was, 10, 12 points in the fourth quarter. And then it's like, here, it's like a Chinese fire drill. Go out there and you know, run around and make some plays. And that's when he's at his best, and they won. You know, they ended up winning that game. You know, it's you got to have more, like you said, your team's struggling. You got wide receivers not doing what they're supposed to do. So, you know, and that's because you went young. You got all these young guys in there.
You had no choice.
No, exactly, and that's true, and that's fine. But because you have that, you got to make it simpler for them. You know, and you know, let them know, because, you know, Travis Fulgham, you know, was going deep, and now teams know, don't let them get deep, and you know, play a zone basically against them, and they're able to shut them down. I think these guys aren't finding the holes.
At the end of the day, they're just not that good. The coaching could be better. The communication could be better. Carson could be rolling out a little bit more. The defense is probably tired because the offense isn't doing too much. I mean, it's just not a good team. Could they still win a division? Sure. But, you know, even if they did, would you be confident that they could beat, you know,
anyone?
I mean, even like the Browns, I thought, oh, my goodness. I said, here's a chance. And then that, you know, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you do.
I think that'd be even worse if they do win a division, because then they think everything's okay. You know, we just make a couple adjustments here or there. Hey, we won our division again. We made the playoffs. You know, I think that would be a more of a disaster for them, because then they'll internally, everybody will be more confident. Like, hey, we won. We went to the playoffs. You know, and everything's good.
But as a fan, so let's back this up. As a fan, and John, I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure where you're at on this. I don't know if you're an Eagles fan or you're just here to stir the pot every week, and you do a good job with it. I mean, some years, you know, you just live with mediocrity, you know, and you're happy to, you know, just get in the playoffs. There's been a lot of injuries this year throughout all of football, but the Eagles certainly have had a tremendous amount of injuries. And I know you're not a big injury guy. You're not a big excuse guy. You like to point the finger right at the barking dog. But I think, you know, you've been very clear that this is all on Doug Peterson.
Well, I must not have been clear enough because it's not all on Doug Peterson.
Well, that's
He-
all.
but-
When I read all of your comments, that's all I see. Dougie P, Dougie P, Dougie P. That's all I read.
Well,
You know
I understand that, but he's the head guy. He's the head guy.
Exactly.
He's the offensive coordinator. He's the whole offense. He's the
I
control of
totally
this whole
get that.
team.
I totally get that, but when you have all this money tied up in defense, can I ask you this? Can I get that money and flip it to offense?
Please do.
Right? Am I right?
Oh, well, hey,
So now all of a sudden we agree.
we've always agreed. We've always agreed.
We have not. No, don't
We
put
have.
the perception out there that we agree because that's a bad reputation for me. I don't.
We have agreed.
No,
I've said Schwartz isn't doing a good job.
Give me
Have I
that
said
money.
more?
Give
Have I
me
said
that
more, Dougie
money
P?
on
Yes.
offense. Give me that money on offense. You brought that guy from the Steelers, Hargrove, paid him all that money. Big plays, Slay, all that money. Right?
Oh,
You
yeah.
have not addressed this offense at all. You have not given Carson the weapons that he deserves. Positive.
Well, that's a big part.
It's huge. It's
Yeah.
huge. And I'm going to rest my case, until they decide, that's what they're going to do. You're going to have these problems. They're not going to go away. It's going to end up costing Doug his job because somebody's going to be held accountable. They're not going to fire Deuce Staley. Okay. They're not going to fire Press Taylor. Doug's going to be hung out to dry. Howie Roseman is Lurie's boy, and will continue to be his boy.
Oh yeah,
And-
and he's a big problem as well.
So
Missing on all those talent. Just look how much better this team would look if you had DK Metcalf, Justin Jefferson on the team.
I
Possibly a Dalvin Cook as well.
cannot agree with you more.
These are the guys that they're passing up on.
Yep.
I'm hard on Doug, but I'm hard just on the whole team in itself. With Schwartz, but it's you see the same things every week with the offense that a simple play.
It's absolutely ugly. There's no doubt about it.
Just
But let me ask you this. So you move on to Seattle Sunday night. They're only a 5-point underdog.
well.
How
You know,
great is Seattle and you're only a 5-point underdog in Seattle?
Well, no, it's in Philadelphia.
Oh, I thought it was in Seattle.
No, it's here in Philly.
Oh, is it? Okay. Well, it doesn't mean anything because there's no fans.
Yeah, there's no
anyway.
fans, but
I thought the game was in Seattle. I don't know why I did, but
no, it's here.
I don't know.
Yeah,
People think that I don't know if it's because of the championship season still. The Eagles do pretty well with some of those point spreads when you look at them. I don't know if they're still riding on that or if they know something we don't know, but they always seem to do pretty well in those point spreads.
right. And plus the Seahawks. I don't like this perception that's out there that the Seahawks are not a good defensive team. Yes, they haven't been up until this point, but they got Jamal Adams back and safety, and then they just traded for Carlos Dunlap to fix that pass rush. So everybody's like, oh, this is going to be the week that Carson's going to get his groove back on, and because they got a terrible defense coming into town, and I don't think so. I think it's going to be an ugly game. It's not the DK Metcalf is going to come in here and have a big game. Tyler Lockett might have a big game himself. Russell Wilson's you
you're already got this all figured out. See, this is why you and I can't watch Eagles football together because it would break out into a brawl.
Well, I mean, it's just the way it is.
No confidence, none. No confidence.
Well, if you tell me that you tell me he's going to stick to a running game, I'll have more confidence in you.
No, I can't guarantee anything. What I
Right,
can guarantee is we wasted enough time talking about Eagles football.
Right.
So we need to talk. We need to talk Thanksgiving tradition.
Yes. We do.
Lauren, this is your segue.
This is mine.
This is all yours.
You didn't get the memo?
No, I got no memo. I just found this.
You're all dressed up. You got the attire going. What tradition? And John, you just hold up a second because I know where you're going to go with this.
Oh, of course. That's all right.
You just hold up.
I got to catch my breath.
Yeah. Laura, what do you look forward to the most?
What did Mom say?
The turkey butter.
Oh, well, the turkey butter is important, although you can't actually use it. Did she look at many before she picked it? Did you pick it? Who picked it?
She was just happy to find it.
Well, there better not be any bubbles. He better not be missing his beak or any of that stuff. You better have checked multiple turkey butters. But no, I think mum stuffing is probably one of my favorite parts. As long as I don't realize where it came from, then
you had a problem with that.
Yeah, as long as I don't think about that it came from the inside of the bird as it cooked, then then okay. But yeah, that's one of my favorites.
Anthony,
that's why I stick with stovetop. And I know that's people get insulted by that, but that's why I like stovetop myself.
I don't know what she means by nothing, but I guess I'll get the answer at some point.
Yeah, I don't know what she means by that either. I'm not sure what she's. Oh, I have no tradition, nothing I like. I mean cranberry sauce is all right too, but
Anthony, any traditions? Anything growing up? Are you a big turkey guy? I mean,
I'm not a big turkey guy. It's all right. I'll deal with it. I like mashed potatoes. I can eat that by the gallon.
We'll make sure you come here tomorrow and start cleaning them up. So
all right.
Yeah, she's probably making about 10 pounds of potatoes. Would be my guess.
Yeah.
No, it's other than that, no. I just like enjoying a day off to sort of relax, where it's not like so that a day you can just enjoy. Even if you're not into football, you could watch it. Just have a day to eat some snacks and relax and have nothing to worry about for one day. That's what I like.
Well, that Thanksgiving consisted of a 22-pound baked ziti and not a 22-pound turkey.
Yeah. By the way, if we could totally, nix any. I mean, I guess you can have it there on the side for looks and stuff. But if it was just baked ziti and lasagna
or a 22-pound burrito, that would be fine.
Anything.
Meatball sandwiches are just as good.
Meatball sandwiches, yeah. Some of the Italian stuff there is good to have as well. But it really doesn't matter what you're eating, as long as you have a day off where you can eat and you don't have anything to worry about. I enjoy that.
Exactly. Home with the family and everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So speaking of football, is it 100% that the Steelers-Ravens game was canceled tomorrow night? It
is, unfortunately.
Okay, I thought I heard that today.
Yeah, move to sometime Sunday. We're not sure yet of time. Hopefully it'll even happen because supposedly there's seven. I think it was seven people within the facility that has
coaches and players.
Right. So that you have to wait for more contact traces going forward. It's just a.
That's all right. Masked Singer's on tomorrow night instead of tonight. So get ready, Dad.
That's way more exciting than any football.
What is?
Masked Singer.
There's 3 TVs here, so you can pick.
I want the main TV.
No chance.
That's fine. I'll be more than happy to go in the other room.
Well, weren't there some other basketball games, college postponed? That
Yes.
One of the games is on locally, and then the other team was canceled. What was that?
Temple's game was canceled,
right,
or postponed.
And isn't Villanova playing tonight? Their first game of the season?
Is that what it may be? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't been. Some of us have to work, so I was
Right.
Well,
And,
basketball will be interesting this year because, just like some of the stuff with college football and Penn State and, not knowing how some of these teams are going to start, basketball is going to be very interesting too because you don't know how much, practice people have been getting. You don't know how it's going to work. It's going to be very interesting, college basketball, how it actually works out this year.
Yeah, this year. I thought it was going to hopefully get a little bit better, but I think it's got a whole lot worse.
Yeah, and Nick Saban just got it for Alabama, and that was supposedly his second time getting it too, or at least tested positive. It's supposedly the first time may have been a false positive, but this time he has symptoms of it. When he has it, so yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens going forward. But
Nova tonight, 9:30. St. Joe's versus Auburn tomorrow. Okay, so we got a couple updates here, John. So I'm going to bring you back into the picture. You've got a really cool Thanksgiving tradition that you shared with me a couple of years ago. How about you give the folks, the whole lowdown on what you guys used to do as a family, because this is a pretty cool story.
Yeah, we enjoy it. My sister, she got us together. She lives down by the art museum, right by the prison there, the haunted prison that they do so we're probably about 4 or 5 blocks away from the art museum.
Right.
Maybe longer. It feels longer when you walk it for sure. But
you got all the work to do. That's a long
exactly.
walk.
Yeah, we got a shopping cart. We reconfigured the shopping cart to be able to as a push cart to carry all our stuff. We get a tent, we got a space heater to go out there. Which we've had to worry about the cops for the past couple of years. Every once in a while, checking us with the heater because they with the bomb threats, they think that we might look like terrorists, I guess. But once they see the heater going, they all love us because they all come over and they got to get their hands warmed in our tent and everything. But we spend the night with my sister like we would have been going down about 9 o'clock tonight. Down to my sister's place to sleep over there. Then we get up early in the morning and make our trek down to the down on the I forget the name of the street, but on the Parkway there. Yep, exactly. Sorry.
Was there no parade at all this year?
None.
No, none.
What about a virtual parade? They don't got a Zoom?
Yes, virtual
On TV.
Yes.
All right.
And what does that look like?
I don't know. We're gonna find out.
Heater with the heater.
And
are you a big Peter fan?
Yeah.
I'm a big fan. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Big fan. No idea. No. It's one of those wacky Henderson, Mattioli, Valentine things.
So.
What is your background noise say?
I'm not sure. You never know what you're going to get when it's live and she's sitting 15 feet from me. So
that's why he's got the headphones on today, so you don't have to listen to her. Sorry, secret's out of the bag again.
Well, now she's watching it live in about 3 seconds.
Thanks, John.
You're welcome.
You're such a troublemaker.
Oh, of course, I got to start a pot.
Well, because New York is still doing their parade.
Oh, they are?
They're doing something. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Is that
is that the virtual one though, or?
Well, I don't know. They talked about how there's going to be 12 balloons in the parade this year, and they're going to be, I guess, tied down to cars instead of people.
So I guess that's my question. So if New York, you're going to do this, but you can't have people there, and they're still going to show it on TV, is that what Philadelphia is doing, or are they just doing live videos from different people speaking? That's what I'm not sure.
We need to get in touch with 6ABC. Anybody got any insight out there? Brian Brown, anybody? Joe Stinger?
Because I don't even in New York. I don't even know how you do a parade with just floats unless you have so many cops there to not keep people from coming, because people are going to come no matter what.
Right.
So maybe they just said, Philadelphia said we're not dealing with that.
Well, do they just do take a, what was it? This last year was the anniversary, wasn't it? Like, is it the 100th anniversary?
Yeah, right.
So do they take a like clips of all 100 years and put it together and then just play that throughout as the parade to get TV coverage? But
we'll probably do that. Yeah, probably do that and then go live to different people to give them their how they felt about the last 100 years or whatever. I'm sure that's what it'll be, because they're not gonna do nothing. They'll do something.
Right. But yeah, to get back to our thing though with our tradition, we had the shopping cart and the boys when they were probably 9 years old when we started it. So of course I had to push them in the shopping cart with all the other stuff up a hill that was pretty steep, if you know that area. It was easy going there, but coming home was not as fun. And they always laugh at me because by the time I get up to the top of the hill, I'm out of breath, and they're making fun of me until I tried to do it last year and make them push me up the hill, and they didn't want to do it. So, but no, we have a good time with it. Then we come home and we usually have everybody here at our house for Thanksgiving as well. So.
But this year it's basically just you and Jen and the boys.
Yes, just the four of us this year.
Okay, so if I come knocking at the door, I can't get in.
Jen she'll get you
a negative COVID test, Dad.
Right.
What's that? I got to what? I got to be tested.
Yeah, not without a negative COVID test. You can't get in.
Yeah, she might have you do a sterilization outside getting in like the hazmat suit and everything if you want to come over. But
can I wave through the window?
Oh, you can. Yeah, we got a nice picture window in the front. We can see it.
I like taking on official spokesperson role tonight. Wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving from this fan's view. I like it.
Yeah, I'm bored.
I guess he's trying to take Mario's job since he's not here today.
Yeah, so let's let our buddy stuck in the airport in Charlotte. I guess it's a layover. Is that what that's called?
I'm guessing that's what that is. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
He said he can't afford the first class just yet.
Right.
So
before we end, let me give you a quick minor league baseball update. It's not huge, but a quick one from today. There's been more news than there has been. It's not a ton of stuff, but just to get it out there. So we're expected to know as of we found out today. Well, it's been on the internet. We didn't find out anything from anybody, but first week of December, which is next week, is when we'll have the list of 120 teams. So that's the first step in knowing where you're going to go forward for schedules and all that.
And how many teams are there right now?
There's 160, and there'll be 120. So 40 teams will be gone. We knew that going in, but that there's going to be a handful of teams that didn't really expect it. So not really a great Christmas present to them, but they'll find out next week. It's official that the Pioneer and New York Penn Leagues will officially be wood bat leagues, which we kind of knew. But they're essentially going to be college amateur baseball players that are going to play at the stadiums that had New York Penn League teams. So that's a 35-game season wood bat league in there. Next, they've sort of laid out plans for scheduling. Number of games each team has is going to change. So whatever amount of games that teams have had in the past, there will be most likely less games when they say that would change. From the people I'm talking to, I don't think it's going to affect AA that much. We might lose a game or two, but it's not like we're going down to like half the amount of games. So that's good for us.
I like that it's the people you're talking to. You sound so official.
Well, that's I reveal my sources. And the clubbies.
We don't have sources.
We have no sources.
We have no sources.
The clubbies were very upset about the new structure. So Major League Baseball has been working with them because there's no more clubhouse dues. You have to have a clubby on the road. So say Akron came to Reading, you'd have to have a guy from Akron in the clubhouse, even though that doesn't really make much sense because he doesn't know where our detergent is and he's not going to stay there to lock up. So I guess they're working out that.
Yeah, what about Mark on the third base side? What's he going to do?
I don't know. And then the last thing on here is that Major League Baseball will now have to pay for the bats and the balls. Before it was something where we split the cost, but now they said that they will pay for the bats and the balls. So a lot of that doesn't sound like much to people not in the industry, but that's pretty important for us that next week we'll have the 120 teams. And
that's also more that you've gotten in 6 months?
No, I mean, we're getting little things here and there. Like teams aren't supposed to announce anything, but I guess like the Seattle Mariners made a boo-boo last week and they put it on Teamwork Online or one of the websites that they need trainers, and they put the 4 cities that they need trainers in. Well, that pretty much tells you the 4 cities that are going to have teams. So they're just trying to, get this all figured out by next week. And then the last thing, and it's not confirmed, but John might be interested in this. The whole Trenton, where we are with Trenton right now. So obviously the owners aren't, very thrilled about what happened there with the new system theoretically, because not only Somerset gets a team, because Somerset gets a team, it would preclude Trenton from getting a team. But the latest is that Trenton potentially could get a whatever that new wood bat league would be called, that was the New York Penn League. So it'd be about 34 games, 35 games. It would be college guys that aren't in any system yet. It would allow Trenton to potentially make more money on non-game day events. They would probably have to lower their staff because you can't have a staff of 20 when you only have 34 games. So it might be a staff of like 5 or 6. But it would at least allow Trenton to have some type of baseball that eventually could get affiliated. There have been talks to get a AA team back in there, but that would take a lot because there's probably going to be lawsuits between the Yankees and the owners of Trenton, and that would either be settling out of court or the Yankees just saying, you know what, put a team in there for AA. But as of right now, for the short term, it looks like they'll get one of those wood bat leagues. So there at least will be 35 games, hopefully, in Trenton, and hopefully we should find that out next week.
Very cool. All right. There's our minor league update for the week.
Thank you, Tony.
Absolutely. Lauren, what do you got? You want to start us off with takeaways?
Sure.
Well, before we do that, we just got to do a little bit with the fantasy football.
Yeah, you used all that up with all that bad Eagle talk.
I know we did. Well, I just did the generator.
Okay.
So Belinda Carol Fico is our winner for the week.
Very cool. She just had to go back to work. So
she just had to go back to work. So we just missed her.
Yeah, we missed her. So you'll make that announcement on the page, right?
Yep. I think you were trying to egg me on with the Eagles talk so we didn't have the fantasy football talk since somebody lost again this week.
I'm feeling a lot of pressure over here.
Yeah, Lauren and Anthony are all up on the docket for this week. And we got 45 players this week. We had a couple extra people join on.
Oh, great!
And then Lauren, your mom even said she's coming in on the kick your butt too. She said.
Mm-hmm.
She voted again this week. She's feeling a lot better, so we'd like to see that.
Get that.
And she's coming on to kick your butt. She said, since she beat you up last time. But notice she didn't play the week that you had the best score though. Just coincidentally didn't play that week.
And there's Johnny stirring the pot just a little bit more.
That's my job. But yeah. So yeah, we had a good week. We had 42 last week, and like I said, we gained two more new players this week already. So so that's all good, and yeah, it's going well.
Good.
So.
All right. So fantasy football, we're all good there.
Yep. Well, and I'm sorry, I forgot to mention Anthony Beeman was the winner of the individual scores with a score of 221.56. So
Okay.
congratulations to Anthony for the overall high score for the week.
Oh, my mom said she didn't say that.
Yeah, that's what she says now.
Mm-hmm.
I got the text messages that says she did.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we've run past our 1 hour like we usually do.
Shocker.
So my takeaway, and then I'll hand it off to Lauren, but my takeaway is wishing everybody that joined us tonight a happy Thanksgiving, and everybody out there that's joined us throughout the year, happy Thanksgiving. If you got any traditions that you'd like to share with us, feel free to do so on the page. I'm a big pie guy, so I love desserts. So that's my favorite. That's my favorite part of the meal. So,
There you go.
Lauren, what do you got?
Same thing. Just wishing everybody a happy Thanksgiving, and I hope everyone stays safe and healthy and makes smart decisions. Just rounding the corner here and getting out of 2020. So just hoping everybody makes a good decision this year at Thanksgiving and at Christmas, and everybody enjoys, even if it's a smaller gathering, more immediate family. Just enjoy the holidays because we're here.
Very cool.
AP?
Not too much. Just happy Thanksgiving. Don't forget about the Carl's Cards Weekend Bonanza of deals coming up here soon. And
There you go.
come out, meet Santa Claus, and that's it. Happy Thanksgiving.
Weekend bonanza. I like that.
How about that? Mingle with the Kringle.
That's
Yep.
right. You just stole my words there, Anthony.
Sorry.
But
Ryan, take us away, buddy.
yep, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Make sure everybody's safe, like Lauren and everybody's been saying. It's going to be a little bit different of a Thanksgiving this year, but we just remember we got to do it to be safe and stay healthy and have a good holidays. So hopefully we have many more better Thanksgivings for years to come. So happy Thanksgiving, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Yep.
Hopefully, with Lauren and Anthony's good picks again this week, we'll have a tie record for fantasy football. No pressure.
Let's not just set the bar too high.
Well, you already won one, so we got to keep it going. You're on a roll. So yeah, get in and have some fun, and let's go Birds.
Yeah, there you go.
See, there you go.
There
See,
you go.
it's Thanksgiving. You got to be hopeful at some point, right?
Shocker.
Hey,
All right, guys. Take care. Be well. God bless, and eat a lot of turkey.
yes.
Yep.
Thank you.